what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for the 2-minute pause for the cause. The Strat Soldier coffee mugs are in. They're in. It's a real thing. The Strat Soldier coffee mugs are a real thing. You can get them like almost now. You can get them now. There's some more things I need to set up for them, so you can buy them. But I already talked to the Strat Warriors and the Weekend Shift crew, and they'll be getting one full free. Let me see here. I got to do this thing. Let me see. I'll do a Q&A on Sunday. Let me see here. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys had a good week. I had a real good week. Boy, Jay Powell came through, didn't he? He finally came. He came through on Friday. I misspoke on one of the Weekend Shift updates, and I was like, well, Jay Powell didn't do what he was supposed to do, and that was Monday. And then someone was like, nah, it's not Monday. It's on Friday. I was like, oh, okay. So then I had to like back that up, and then we watched it, and it was awesome. So Jay Powell's saying that we're probably gonna we got a way forward that we can start cutting interest rates in September. It's probably going to be something small like 50 basis points, all right? And that's 0.5% for people that don't know what a basis point is, all right? That's 0.5%. So that's good. That's good. And I like the fact he's not going to be getting, no one's going to be, like Rain Man, like twist and pulled and hurt my neck in 1985. Like no one's going to be like twisting them, pulling them, making them do this or that. They're not doing that. What's going on, Beach Bum? Brent is in the house. Terry Baker, back up in them calls. Back up in them calls to the highs. Man, that yesterday was amazing and created a scenario 3 on the week. Took out the highs and the lows. And it was awesome. Now, I'll keep saying that August time frame, it's usually like the dog days of summer, like nothing going on, but August has been good so far. Still low volume, but it's been good. Maybe everybody's just hanging around because there's so much news, going on. It's kind of newsy. I wonder if people will be taking vacations. We'll see in September what happens in September. Will it continue to go 2 up? Will it go 2 down? And will it be stuck inside? And that is the drama of price. Oh my gosh, Matt. Matt is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. If you are new to the Strat, put a 1 in the chat. If you're brand new, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I got something to show you guys too here pretty soon for them Strat Warriors. Oh, it's awesome too. It is awesome. So Terry Baker was up in that coaching session. If you want to be a part of that coaching session where I talk about, answer your questions about the Strat and whatever questions you have about, the markets in general, get in that coaching session. It happens 1 hour before this, and that's in that membership section. And before I get too far into all this, let's see. Justin Davis is doing so good. He is doing amazing. He had a 2K day yesterday, and I don't want to tell all his business, but he was telling me, and this is awesome, So Justin Davis, he was in the Strat Camp webinar back in April, and he's been doing good things. Here's his trade from May, and he continues to progress to the highs. He's doing good stuff, and it's really fun to watch. People come in, they learn the Strat, and then they just take off. I love it. Now, yeah, there you go. 1 in the chat. Love it. So I'll be slowing things down, just and to make it a little bit more, easy for the beginner. That's all. And I know there's people out there too that, are you a beginner? And they go, no, I ain't no beginner. And then they're like, oh, okay, you don't know what you're doing. And that's okay. That's fine. I got 4 more minutes in my intro. I got 4 more, and we'll get to some stuff. Anything funny happened in Twitter this week? Anything funny in the Twitter land? Let's see. Let's do this. I was doing this. I did this a couple times. Let's go to Twitter land to see if we had any good things in Twitterland. Let me see. All right, let's see. Oh gosh. Justin Davis doing great things. Shout out to Carlos. Carlos Mesa doing awesome things too. Joe says, glad it didn't turn into puts all the way back down. Yeah, seriously, out of puts. So, I mean, everybody had a good week last week. Last week was really fun. Yeah, here's the Frontier Academy. He was just like, boom, to the highs, to the highs, to the highs. Phil McAfee, I did an interview with him, having a good time, just talking about the Strat, and we were looking for that hammer to go on force on Wednesday. It did nothing. Thursday was an inside bar, and then Friday 212 up, and then we were all just in there hitting keys, making money. It was cool. Even if you weren't taking live trades, you still were able to make money on your open positions. I guarantee it, because most things went 2 up on the day. I'm gonna explain that in just a minute. John Smith, I got something coming out with him very soon. He says, yes, keep it simple, Stratter. Everybody, you know, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I say keep it simple, Stratter. Some people take my Strat Camp webinar and they think, okay, now I can do everything and anything. Yes, but no. All right, you know what's going on. You know what it looks like. You know how to create those winning positions. But you got to look at my Strat Camp webinar like a self-defense class at the YMCA. Like, I might have showed you some holds, and I showed you how to throw some kicks and some punches, but that doesn't mean you can go into the octagon and start fighting people straight up. You will get murdered. You will get murdered, right? You know? I don't want you to come back to me next week talking about it doesn't work. You got your mouth wired shut. Yeah, it does work. You just got into a terrible situation thinking you were going to save somebody, you know. Woo. Keep it simple, Stratter, meaning, you know, people learn this stuff and, you know, they want to do cute things. You know, I know what's going on. I could trade while it's inside day, or I can trade while, you know, it's just a messy situation right here. I could do it. And then they get chopped up and then they get mad, okay? Then they get mad because you wanted to do some silly stuff. But keep it simple, Strat. Do it right. We got something coming up for him soon. Shout out to Zay. Strat Stu doing good things. He had a really good trade. Let me see if I can pull it up here. He was doing some really good stuff. Yeah, I said Uncle Pal doing his thing. Usually has the markets rocketing. And this morning, no exceptions. All right, to the highs. Jackson Hole for the win. All right, he's doing some good things there. Shout out to Stu. Let's see here. Yeah. Dove. Yeah. He's like, Doves came in. You know, let me see here. We're talking about, you know, we don't know what the president's going to say. We don't know what he's going to say. He's going to say something. He's always doing his hands. He's going to say, I don't know. Could be good. Could be bad. I don't know. We didn't care. Jackson Hole, Jay Powell. He was the one that had the news. He was the one that had the market going to the highs, and that was fun. And Zay says, Doves came to play. All right. When they say they're looking hawkish or dovish, meaning dovish means it's going to be a soft landing. It's going to be easy. I don't like indirect language, but these economics people, they love all these like little terms and things like that. So anyway, Zayla says Doves came to play, and I put in this. Oh man, I tell you, I don't know. I just love being silly. I love being silly with the stuff. You got to make this stuff fun. You got to. Let's see. Anything else good in here? Shout out to, I haven't seen this guy in a while. Shout out to this guy, all right? Kevin Cash. Shout out to him. It's been a while since I've seen him. I'm pretty sure he's still trading. Shout out to him. He loves trading DraftKings. And then Sand Dollar. I haven't seen Sand Dollar in here just yet. I have not seen him yet, but he's in here all the time. He's always doing great things, traveling the world. He's doing good things. Shout out to the Blind Trader. The Blind Trader, go follow him. He literally is blind, and he will trade circles around you. He will do it. I'm telling you what, he will trade circles around you. He is good at what he does. You're sitting in a losing position, not this guy. All right, he's out here. Let's see. This is him driving. I got a video of him driving. Anyway, let's see. Yep, bingo. Shout out to CJ. CJ's got something coming up. He has a ebook on how to trade inside bars. Doing good things. We've been hanging out for knowing each other for a long time. There's Ryan, and then Mighty Soldiers, always doing good things. And then Mr. Luciano, I'm sure we'll see in here very soon. And I'm looking for anything else that was funny this week. Let me see. Almost done Monday. This trader right here has been doing really, really good. Love K, I think that's how you say that. All right, she's been doing some amazing stuff with the Strat. Let me see here. There you go. Doing great things. All right, and hopefully we'll have some things coming up with her soon. Love K, she's doing great. All right, and then Mike Options, yes. So this is funny. I was talking about how the market's really doing nothing. Just going to the lows, and then it came back up because of Jackson Hole, of course. But Mike's like, 'tis the season. We're like, yeah, of course. I've been telling people this. This was earlier this week, in August, earlier this week, all right? And then this is last year, all right? Same pattern, like dang near the same pattern, all right? 2024, like this happens. This, nothing to freak out about. It's okay to take a break. And if you are taking a break and you're like, well, I'm missing all the stuff because it's not, you're not missing it, all right? You're not missing it. Some good things out there, but you're not missing it. It's all good. All right, so that does it for my intro. I'm pretty sure I'm back to the beginning. Shout out to Richard, the Strat judge. You will be judged. Shout out to Jeff doing good stuff. And this is where we're all talking about, oh yeah, we got a hammer on the week, hammer time, and then it did nothing. It did nothing. So that's my intro. Let's get into the tank. Let's see who else is out here. We got Brent. Brent is in the house. Brent sleeping on the beach. No. Sand Dollar sleeping on the beach. That's what it is. Good morning. Yeah. Where's everybody at? Everybody's sleeping today. Everybody must be tired. Everybody's tired. That's okay. It's okay to be tired. Let me get this thing set up, and let's go over what happened last week in the markets, and then we'll look for actionable signals for next week. Let's get in this tank. Let's do it. All right. We got our helmet on. We're in the tank, all right? You got to be careful. You don't want to bang your head around. You don't want to bang your head around in the tank, all right? A lot of metal, all right? You got to be careful. Anyway, so what happened last week? What happened last week is we're still 2 up on the month. Now, if you're wondering why my charts look different than your charts, all right, I trade with all 4 time frames up like this. All 4 major time frames. I got the month, the week, the daily, and the 60-minute, okay? These are 4 major time frames. I want to see what's happening on the month. I want to know what's happening on the week. As the week progresses, I'm watching these days. Are they buying? Are they selling? And then I'm watching the 60-minute charts, all right? The 1-hour charts. Now, I know some people are like, well, I'm not a day trader, so why do I care about the 1-minute charts? You still want to check them out, all right? And I'm not trying to turn you into a day trader at all, but this lets you know, okay, are they really strong? Are they really buying? Because you see this type of situation here, right? You see this 2 up, and I'm going to talk about the Strat scenarios real quick because Matt's out here, but you see this to the highs, all right? This bar is higher than this bar. And you're like, man, I missed all this good action. I missed it all. It must have been going up all day long. It was great. But then you come down to the 1-hour bars and you see, okay, the market opens up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We know that for a fact. If you don't know, now you know. All right, first hour. And then what's it do the rest of the day? It does nothing, all right? It did nothing the rest of the day. That's okay. That's okay. It stayed to the highs. That means they weren't selling it, all right? It stayed to the highs. So there was no reason to panic, no reason to get mad. But they're really, it didn't just keep rocketing to the highs. We had a very good hour, and then it just hung around up there. That's okay, because you can continue to look for those stocks that are continuing to move up. But that's why we want to see what's happening on the 60-minute bars. All right, what's really happening throughout the day? Did they buy it up and then sell it down and then came back up? Did they, what did they do? Did they sell it in the morning and then start buying it in the afternoon? We want to see that stuff, okay? We want to know as much as we can about what's going on. 27. Oh my gosh, Brent, you need a day off. Brent says Brent says he's at his 27th day of work in a row. Oh man, you working all month. You getting triple overtime, quadruple overtime. Golly. You tell them, you know what, you might have to just throw up or something like that. Just pretend you're sick at work, You got to do it in front of everybody. You can't sneak off and do that. Anyway, so we want to know what's happening internally on the hours, okay? On the hours. And for anybody, since I just started talking a little crazy there, for anybody out there, especially people that don't trade stocks, this is a family show, so I ain't going to be saying no wordy dirds or nothing like that. So if you got me on the big screen, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So let me go over the strat scenarios really quick, just specifically for Matt, because we got a new guy in here. And in the strat, we believe there are only 3 ways anything can trade. Only 3 ways anything can trade. And I have to explain this so you know what's going on the rest of the show, okay? So we believe... inside bar, scenario 1, this guy right here, scenario 1. There's only 3 scenarios, 3 strat scenarios, right here, okay, inside bar. Notice it doesn't take out the highs or the lows of the previous range, okay, the previous candle, the one adjacent to the left. Adjacent means next to, okay. And then, so, notice it doesn't take out either side of the previous range. Stuck inside. All right. A 2 up, a scenario 2 takes out either side of the previous range, either the highs or the lows. So here's a 2 up. All right. This was Friday. 2 up. Inside bar, this is a 2 up. Scenario 1, scenario 2. Now, here's a scenario 2 down. All right, this scenario 2 down is based on this candle because it took out the lows of this candle. All right, took out the lows, scenario 2 down. Now, a scenario 3, there is one right here. Let me find you a nice big juicy one. Scenario 3 right here takes out both sides of the previous range, the lows and the highs. All right, takes them both out, the highs and the lows. Wow. All right, everybody's got a trading plan until they get punched in the face by scenario 3. Yay, we're making money. Wait a minute, it's getting weird. Yay, no, we're not. No, we're not. And this is a daily chart, so that means it opened up at 639.56 and then straight to the lows all day long, all day. All right, let me see here.
Fatality.
Oh my gosh, getting murdered in there. Wow. And then you open up the next day, you're like, it'll be fine. I can swing trade this. It'll be fine. The buyers will come back in. And then it opens up way down here.
Finish him.
Oh, it eventually moves back to the highs. All right. I know some people are like, but it did move back up. Yeah, it did. But you don't see all these bars. You don't see all these as you're trading. All right. These are all live. This is August 8th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Numbers. Anyway, as it continues to go to the highs, progresses throughout the day. And you don't see that next candle. We use these strat scenarios to go, okay, there's only 3 ways anything can trade. So either it's going to go inside, it's going to go 2 up or 2 down, or it's going to go scenario 3 and take out both sides. And if that happens, what are we going to do next? Okay, what are we going to do next? What's that? What? And then you get to a situation where that now that you understand these strat scenarios, you go, okay, what's the next 2? What's the next scenario 2? What's that going to create, negate, or do? Lots of rhyming and things like that. It's only made like that so you remember what's going on. All right, that's all. It's like Sesame Street for stocks. Anyway, so Friday we had. So this week we had a 2-2-1-2 backup. 2-1-2 backup that went in force, meaning the price was trading above our actionable signal of an inside bar, above 638.04. Once it started doing that, you knew where it's time. It's time. All right. We took out this guy and this guy. All right. Now, last thing about the strat scenarios, what we do is we combine these scenarios to come up with the strat reversals. Okay. And I talk about that all in the execution course. Go check out thestratsoldier.com. Check out the execution course. I talk about all these these actionable signals, strat scenarios, and the reversals, okay? And then how to manage those open positions as they progress, all right? That's very important. How to manage them. A lot of people, they just want to, are we in? Yes. Are we making money? Yes. Okay, when are we getting out? I don't know. You always have to have an out. Always. Even if you're an investor, even if you're a long-term trader, long-term meaning even if you're trading months and weeks and then months and years, if you're using those reversals in combination to get to a certain target and then you take that, you're a trader. You're a stock trader. Let me say that better, stock trader. Okay, if you just buy a stock and you're like, okay, this one's going to be great. I know it is. My buddy told me about this stock. I'm buying all this and I'm just going to hold it. That means you're an investor. An investor does not care about, the highs and the lows and the ups and the waves. And they only care about the fundamentals. Okay, and that's not bad, but they want to know about the fundamentals of stuff. All right. The chat slowed down big time. Come on now. Just because I'm talking about the strat scenarios to a new guy, you guys get all quiet. Don't do that. Be nice. No, they hear it all the time. It's like preaching to the choir. So now on this week we created a scenario 3. Okay, took out the lows, took out the highs. Now this closed as a hammer. Come on now. Come on. Now, the only thing about this is in the strat, we always use the previous candles for targets, okay? We don't just say, well, this stock is going to 5,000. We don't do that either, all right? We look for targets. Now we have a hammer. The only problem with this is it's an exhaustion risk, meaning there's no more targets to be taken out. It's jammed with buyers, all right? Yeah. Matt says, I feel what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Awesome, because I want you to be able to look at your own charts and go, okay, are they really buying or really selling this, all right? And I want you to be in a good place, all right? in that good way. Now, I know you see this indicator down here. This is my money flow index. A lot of charts have volume on the bottom, okay? So you have two axes on any chart. You got the x-axis, you got the y-axis. Excess is all the way down to the bottom is always going to be time. Always going to be time. All right. And this on the Y is always going to be price. All right. And we always compare participants by price and time. All right. We gauge participants by price and time. And we don't necessarily use volume because there can always be more volume. And then they say, okay, well, you want your volume to reconfirm what's happening in the price, that the volume, the price is moving up. That means there's buyers in here because the volume is reconfirming the price. That's not bad, but once it gets to that, once it starts moving and it's reconfirming each other, then you'll get those same technical analysis people that say, those same technicians that say, okay, well, now we're looking for volume capitulation. Well, wait a minute. Okay, are we looking for volume to reconfirm price? What are we looking for now? All right, so it continues to be confusing. So what we use, the money flow index, we're not necessarily using this for overbought and oversold. We just want to show that, hey, it's just a little bit more evidence like, yes, they're really buying this thing. So price is moving to the highs, but you can see not a lot of people in here. Not a lot of people in here. Justin Davis in the house. So I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you in your 2K day yesterday. I ain't tell all your business. Don't worry. I ain't tell all your business, but 2K on the day. Wow. Wow. That's fantastic. So SPY all-time highs. Dow Jones finally waking up and doing something to the highs. Same thing. 2-2 reversal back up. All right, took out all these. Very good day. But again, well, I worked for about 2 hours. For about 2 hours and then did nothing the rest of the day, okay? Here's your monthly chart. It is also all-time highs, Dow Jones. QQQ, same thing. Well, no, not the same thing. Hammer on the week, all right? Hammer on the week. Not at all-time highs. So now we have a hammer for next week, and that's perfect because that goes into our actionable signals here very soon segment. So that goes in force above 577.87, and the magnitude is 583.16. All right. So I'm not saying go trade QQQ, all right, because that can be very aggressive, you know, especially for some people that are not used to that. Now I know Justin Davis is definitely going to do that. What I'm telling you is if there's an actionable signal in QQQ and it goes in force and they're really buying tech stocks, go look at tech stocks and find stocks that are doing the exact same thing. Now, if your range is $10 to, you know, $50, that's the kind of stocks I want to trade. You can do that. That's easy. All right. That's smart. Actually, that's smart. But if you want to trade, you know, a $200 stock, $300 stock, that's fine. Just make sure that it's doing the same thing as the main index, okay? Let's go to the multi-view real quick so we can get through these broader averages because I am running late on that. So this week, very good. Hammer on the week and SPY, Dow Jones, 2 up on the week, no actionable signal. QQQ, hammer on the day. All right, I already talked about those. XLK Tech, hammer on the week. All right, so we want to be noticing that. We want to know that there's an actionable signal in tech. This is also all-time highs. Excuse me, XLK. All right, XLK, XLU Utilities. Still just drifting to the highs. Sand Dollar's in the house. What's going on, man? Sand Dollar is in the house. Good morning. No actionable signal for next week. We're looking for hammers, shooters, inside bars. XLE, this is oil, energies, not doing much. All these bars is trapped in all this right here. All these bars stuck in this range right here, not doing a whole bunch. They're saying the demand for oil is very, very low. They don't know what's going to happen for 2026, right? Labu, this is pharmaceuticals, finally starting to drift back to the highs. Not doing a lot, but it is moving to the highs. XLV with healthcare, cure something, would ya? Just trading sideways. Goodness gracious, I was sneezing earlier today. Doing nothing. Come on, healthcare, do something. Do something. XRT Tech, excuse me, XRT Retail. Uh-oh, Sand Dollar. We got coffee cups coming. The coffee cups are here. All right, coffee cups are here. And here's the super chat. He says, here's some coffee for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you go in there, there's, see that super chat button down there? There's some little ones, there's some big ones. And the rule is if you put in a super chat, I got to stop what I'm talking about and talk about what you want to talk about. And he wants to talk about USAR. I got 2 more charts. Give me the hammer on SMH, semiconductors, SMH. All right. And this is an interesting situation. You got hammer counter shooter. All right. Very interesting situation here. And the last one is consumer staples. This is Hershey Kiss. This is Hershey's. This is Heinz Kraft cheese ketchup. This is Mondelez. This is General Mills, GIS. All right, cereal. All right. So got a shooter on XLP. All right, this is Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Bud Light. All right, consumer staples. I didn't know Bud Light was a consumer staple. Yeah, it is. All right, so let's look at USAR. USAR. All right, USAR, rare earth. All right. Sand Dollar's been giving us some really interesting ones. I'm glad that it's above $5. Anything below $5 is a penny stock. Sand Dollar gave us something a little better. That's good. Oh yeah, you got your hat on. Yeah, yep. Mining hat. All right, it's 2 up on the month. They're actually buying this thing. Really big, nasty scenario 3 right here, but it's finally getting out of that. Hopefully we get above $20.04 and it keeps going. Whatever they've been doing, it's starting to work. All right, there's a lot of sad people all the way back from 2023 like this ain't doing nothing, and then it's really doing nothing. Back to the highs. We're making money now, yay! So USAR, rare earth, that's awesome. You got a hammer on the day you got hammer on the week for next week. That goes in force above $16.84, and the magnitude is $19.68. Okay. All right, now we wait till the next week. When the next week opens, as soon as it goes above $16.84, you're punching it right in the face. All right, you're not going to wait for confirmation. You're not going to wait for, let's see what it does. No, definitely not going to wait for the bar to close. All right, the people tell, that's traditional tech analysis. They'll say, okay, wait for the bar to close, and then we'll go after the next one because that's reconfirmation that the buyers are there. No. As soon as it goes above that hammer in force, it's trading above the hammer, hit it right in the face, punch it right in the nose, and then at 1684, and then once we get to 1968, then we can reevaluate this trade. And it's all trying to get out of this, all right? All trying to get out of this situation right here, whatever happened there, all right? So, very cool. Let's put that on the weekend watch list. Bam. And let's go, since we're there, let's go ahead and get into the actionable signals for next week. Let's do it. All right. Actionable signals. Thank you so much for your patience. I know people come in right at the bottom of the hour just to see the actionable signals, and that's fine. So, let's see what happened last week. We're going to go through these pretty quick, and then we're going to start loading this up for this week. Microsoft, 2-2 reversal back down. All right, 2-2 reversal. Oh, come on now. 2-2 reversal back down. 2-1-2 back down. I'll put the labels back on. We got Matt out here. Inside and down. All right. It went below. Once it went below 519.14, and you were making all this money here. All right, that could have been a place to take some profits, all right? All right, definitely, all right? Maybe take some, you don't have to take it all off, but you could take some of it, pay yourself, all right? Now, if you were trading puts, that worked, all right? That was a win. Bingo! All right, that was a win. AVGO, no actionable signal for next week. Let's take it off. Remove, yes, all right. AVGO, shooter in force. It went to the lows. People taking profits on this. This is again is the all-time highs. It went below $300.26. Took out all these targets down here, and it hit magnitude. That's another win. All right, another win. And is that a hammer? It's an ugly hammer. Probably going to open up inside weak. We'll leave it. AVGO, we're going to leave that one. Glow. This is a nickname, but it's actually Corning Incorporated. You'll hear some nicknames, all right? You'll hear me. I'll call Microsoft Mr. Softy. I'll call Chipotle we call burritos, all right? Disney we call Mickey Mouse or Mouse. 212 down. Glow did not hit magnitude. All right, came right back up, but you do have a hammer on the day for hammer on the week for next week. and that's going to give you a 2-bar rev strat type situation. Inside bar, 2 down, 2 up. Now, is this all-time highs? I don't think it is. Let's see. Yes, it is. All right, it's all-time highs. So we got to know that. We're going to leave that on the list. Tesla's a lot easier to trade with shares than options, but people are doing it as well with options. That's fine. This goes in force above 340.68 or 78. 340.78. Let me slow down. And the magnitude is 348.30, okay? 348.30, and then the next target after that, 357.67, 357.76. The next one after that one, 367.48, okay, to the highs. All right, moving on up. Now, technical analysis. I know we always talk about broadening formations, and we want to know, hey, what actionable signals do we have? Now, I did this on the coaching session, so I guess I'll do it here. If you are into technical analysis and that makes sense to you, that's fine. That's fine. Let me get that arrow off of there, because what you do have setting up here is a symmetrical triangle, okay? It's a consolidation, all right? It's a consolidation. That's just sitting there, all right? And notice how these bars are stuck in all these bars, all right? Makes sense? These bars are stuck in these bars because they're trying to figure out how much Tesla costs, how much we're willing to pay for it. It's an auction. The price does not bounce, okay? For all you science nerds out there, for there to actually be momentum, all right, you need mass and you need speed, all right? So you combine those, you got momentum. Price, it does not have mass, all right? It does not have mass. It's just a number, all right? It does not have momentum. Now, if you want to talk about the rate of change between buying and selling, you want to call that momentum, that's fine. But price does not have momentum. And Marlon B's not in here, but price cannot bounce, all right? Price does not come down to a line or an SMA and bounce. It cannot do that. It's impossible, all right? What price does is it aggregates, all right? For every buyer, there has to be a seller, and every seller, there has to be a buyer, okay? Remember that. Price does not bounce. Now, once you go to work and you start talking like this, they're going to be like, I don't know what you're going to start honking some people off because they don't want to hear that crap, all right? They want to hear what they've been told, all right? All right, right now, all these bars stuck in all these bars. We want to see if this hammer goes in force above 340.78. Again, it's a lot easier to do that with shares than options, but buy one, buy a couple, move to the highs, okay? So, Justin Davis said, Aaron Bailey's in the house. What's going on? How you been? I can count to 3, but I need the labels. Yeah, definitely. He says, hey, I want a coffee cup too. Yes. Send me. You got my email address. Send me your physical address. I'll send you a coffee cup. All right. And then JD wants you guys to know that he's publishing a book. Very good. Next week. Yes. Fantastic. You've come a long way really quick. That's awesome. J Mac is in the house. You're late. That's okay. I'm J Mac. You anyway. You could be J Mac too. That's fine. ETF action on XL. Yeah. Ooh, you've been paying attention. You're late, but you know what's going on, Sandollar. Oh no, that was Sandollar. Sorry. Yeah, you know what's going on, J Mac and Sandollar. Very good. Sandollar also wants to look at OKLO. He made what was it, $15? Okay, very good. Yep. Oh, $7. Say here's another super chat. All right, I'll do a Q&A tomorrow. That's our goal. We need 5 for the month, and I think I'm pretty sure. I don't know why my counter's not updating, but I'm pretty sure we are there. So for the month, so we'll do a Q&A tomorrow. Let's look at XLF. I necessarily don't trade that, but let's look at XLF. XLF ETF, which is banks. All right, XLF banks. No actionable signal on banks, but it did good. All right. Now, when I say banks, I literally mean banks. PNC, Bank of America. You know, there's all kind of banks. All right, come on now. But banks are doing pretty good. What's the other one you put in there? XLY. What do you want to talk about, Sand Dollar? Use that super chat. What do you want to talk about? Yes, lots of movement in here. No actionable signals for next week. That's all good. OKLO. 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 All right, OKLO. Hammer on the week. Very good. Hammer on the week. Now it's 2 up on the month, but it's red. All right. I would rather see this thing be green on the month, but it's red. So we'll see if they want to take them back to the highs. All right. Above $72.43. The target is $83.36. All right. And this is at all-time highs. All right. Ex-bankster over here. Okay. Very good, very good. So we'll put that on the watch list for next week. Weekly. Don't let me forget I put that on there. Ping. We were looking at Ping. Outside week. Took out the highs and the lows. Didn't hit magnitude on either side, so we're not going to call that a win. SMH did go shooter and force semiconductors with shooter and force hit the target. Now hammer on the week. All right, that goes in force above 296.83. The target is 303.01, and that is NVIDIA, AMD, you know, AAOI. There's a bunch of other ones too. All right, go check that out. NVIDIA hammer on the week. We'll keep that on there. That goes in force above 183.50. The only problem with this is it's an exhaustion risk. All right, exhaustion risk. Jam with buyers. Doesn't mean we're afraid of it. It just means we need to know that. All right, they can say, okay, buyers got what they wanted, start selling it. Definitely. All right, this could be the beginning of that, but there is a hammer, so we're going to leave it. AMD 2-2 reversal back down. Did it hit magnitude? Did it do it? Yeah, it missed it by like just a penny, but what? Well, that's a win. AMD to the lows. That's another win. That's 3. That's 4 for last week. AMD, get it off of there. No actionable signal for next week. CRM, 2-2 reversal back up. Now, it did work. You can still be in that, but it didn't hit the target of 253.65. So we're not going to call that a win. I'd rather see this week be green. Excuse me. I'd rather see this month be green. I'd rather see the 2 up on the month, but that's not what's happening right now. Okay, so we'll see what they got. You can still be sitting in that Salesforce. You can still be sitting in that, but you just know you're going to be waiting. All right, W day. Take that off the list. Take it off. No actionable signal for next week. W day did go in force, hit magnitude, came right back down. All right. Went in force, took out the target, came right back down. But that is a win. Very good. Very good. Let's see. Zoom to the highs. Wow. Zoom getting its act together. Scenario 3 on the month, getting their act together. This is one that Kathy Woods put all her money in, and she's hoping and praying this thing goes back to the highs. All right. Let's look at Zoom on a higher time frame. All right. Let's look at it. Oh my gosh. Zoom. And it's funny, the funny thing about Zoom is this was supposed to be Skype. Everybody was wondering why Skype wasn't making all the money. Zoom was like, nah, bro, I got this. 2020 to the highs. Everybody's doing Zoom calls. Everybody's using Zoom. It gets to 2020. October starts coming down, creates that shooter, comes back down, but then goes back up, giving everybody some hope. And then 2021, they're like, okay, they're letting people out of their houses. Things aren't going, the riots stopped, all the things stopped. It wasn't so bad. Now people are being forced to go back to work, and now it's just doing this. So hopefully this starts moving back up, all right? Can we get all the way back up to 121? Maybe. Could we get all the way back up to 290? Maybe. All right, this could be the start of that. Could be, or just some more sideways, all right? All right, we've got to be careful with this one just because it's not in a sector with other stocks. It's not in a specific sector. So Zoom is all by itself. This was a really good move. Really, really good move. No actionable signal for next week, but that was definitely a win. Bingo! Definitely huge win. Huge win. People come in here and they watch us and they're like, well, you know, we need to see everything you do to make sure you're actually trading this. Does this stuff really work? Look at the charts. The Strat's quantifiable, okay? It's quantifiable. You can measure it yourself. If you just want to sit here and just watch these tickers and watch us go through this process week by week by week and do your own paper trading, that's what I suggest. You will see those, you'll see it on your own, all right? You want to talk about empirical evidence? It's about what you can experience on your own, all right? This is not some secret thing. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Mini mines, 3M, not do it inside on the week. It is an actionable signal. We'll leave it on the chart. Let's see if it goes above 159.07. The next target is 160.45, but the one after that one is 164.61. We'll leave it on there. Garage Salon, also known as Goldman Sachs, hammer on the week. It is at all-time highs, all right? We need to know that. All right, we will leave it on the watch list. JP Morgan, no actionable signal for next week, but it didn't really do what it was supposed to do either. But it's also at all-time highs, all right? Carvana got their act together. It did go to the lows and took out these targets. That's a win. We'll call that one. That is a win. That's number 7. And we got a hammer for next week, all right? Hammer. That goes in force above 360, 350. And the magnitude on that one's 413.43, all right? Carvana, on the monthly chart, Carvana got their act together, all right? And how? They started, they got rid of those like big giant car vending machines that were really cool, but they got rid of them. They cost too much. They kept breaking down. Too much maintenance. Get rid of them. Really cool gimmick. Get rid of them. But then they started getting all these like bongo trucks and they started picking up used cars from people's houses. And that's been a really good, in selling used cars themselves. All right, that's my timer telling me I'm talking too much. So Carvana totally changed their strategy on how they're going to buy and sell cars. And it's been working really well for them all the way back up to all-time highs. That's the type of situation you want to be in, okay? That's the type of situation. Accumulation, markup, distribution to the lows, mark down, and then here's accumulation again, all right? Then it starts. Then you want to catch the wave. You're a small. I don't know. I don't want to assume sand dollar, especially sand dollar. I don't want to assume what your account size is. I don't care. You don't have to tell me. When we're working together, you don't have to tell me that stuff. I just want to be able to help you know what buys and sells look like. And I want you to be able to go, okay, Carvana was awesome. How, it was evaluated at 367 back here. Will it ever happen again? All right. History doesn't always, look the same, but it sometimes rhymes. It sure does rhyme, right? So it could be evaluated that way again, way up there. How can I get in on that? All right, you want to wait. This is a monthly chart. You can also do the yearly or the quarterly charts, but you want to get in where it's, the buyers are really in there, all right? And they're really starting to buy. And this month's more trading higher than the previous month, and it's trending up, okay? Trending up, all right? Now, if these candlesticks are confusing, you're like, I really don't know what's going on with the trend. You can always change it to a line chart. Change it to a line chart. A line chart only focuses on price and time. That's it. Just price and time. That's the only thing a line chart measures. Price and time. And you can clearly see, is the price going down? All right. Is the price moving up? All right. Now this looks a little ugly here. Most line charts are set up to only show, only capture closing prices. All right, so the end of the day. So you don't want to trade something that looks like this. You're like, wait a minute, this is ugly. But once it starts doing this, you're like, okay, all right, I'll create a small position. Buy some shares, and as it's going up, you can add to your position as it's going up. We add to our winners. Add to our winners, okay? So you can always, again, you can always drop down to a line chart to determine trend, okay? Candles. We don't have a lot on the actionable signals list. We are. All right, we got some. We got some on the weekly watch list. A lot of repeats. Aaron says, I want to look at SMTC. All right. We got an inside bar on BR. We're going to keep it on the watch list for next week. USAR, that's a new one. That's a hammer. OKLO, that is also a hammer, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay. So Aaron said, I want to look at SMTG or C. That's a C. All right. Never heard of this thing. What do these guys do? What do they do? Semtech. All right. Some kind of Semtech thing. Now, this is good. All right. Insight on the month, but there is a trend here. That's good. Hammer on the week. Let's see if they keep buying. Let's see if the institutional buyers keep buying this. And it's going to hit that first target pretty much immediately. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze. Possible 2-2 reversal backup on the 3-2-2.
The 3-2-2.
The 3-2-2 backup. Looking for, we're automatically going to hit 53, 58, but the next target after that's 55, 81. So, all right, see if the buyers want to keep buying that. We'll put that on the watch list. Weeklies, bam. And he also wants to look at GTLB. This is the time to start putting your tickers in there. Most people are regulars in here, but Matt, this is the time to put your tickers in there. Anything you want to look at, JMac, put your tickers in there. What do you want to look at? What kind of stock you want to look at? All right. You want to see if whatever you're looking at is even a stock. Sandal, I got a couple of them in there. Okay. USAR is in the same family as NB, MP, and CRML. Super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Email saying, okay, yeah, the coffee mug's coming. It's coming. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm actually going to be selling these coffee cups on Whatnot. If you don't know what that is, it's a website where people are like buying and selling stuff live. And they're like selling all kind of like comic books and trading cards. And people are like selling clothes and all kind of stuff. So I created a show on there called Stocks and Stuff. And mainly, I'm going to be talking about stocks on there. But I needed a physical product because you can't sell your, nobody gives a crap about your digital products on Whatnot. So I created all these coffee cups so I can get on Whatnot and talk about stocks and sell coffee cups. Thank you so much, Aaron Bailey. Thank you. I'll get that in the mail. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really do appreciate that. Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob says, give me MU, and I see Matt got a ticker in there. I love it when people just participate. MU. We're in the final minutes of the Strat, of the weekend shift. If you have questions about the Strat, of course, this is the time to ask your questions. What do you want to talk about? Ask your questions now. Put a question in the chat if you got a question about the Strat. Scenario 3, MU. A scenario 3 on the month. It's going to the highs. All right, that's good. And I wouldn't call this a hammer. All right, I would not call this right here. This is a good hammer. Let me get my arrows out. Give me an arrow. Put it on the chart. Arrow. All right, this is a good hammer right here. All right, that's a good one. This one over here, not so much. Now, still possible 2-2 reversal backup, maybe, but it's definitely got to get above 124.38. But that is not a hammer, so we're not going to put it on the watch list. So Mr. Bob, if you are in that thing, are you wanting for this thing to go to the lows or go to the highs? Because there's definitely green on the month, okay? So what we want to look for is, do they keep buying it next week? All right, if it goes above 125, you can still be in that. Are you going long or short on that, Mr. Bob? Carvana, maybe a 212 continuation to the downside on the weekly, maybe. Oh, that's not Carvana. That's CV. I'm waiting on Mr. Bob. Tell me what. Are you trying to go long MU or short? Oh, Micron. Highs. He said, give me them highs. Take it to the highs. Get up there. You're trading. You're yelling. Get up there. Get. Right now, MU is like that little donkey. And you're back there with a stick just whooping this donkey. I was in Iraq. The funniest thing I ever saw, we were doing a patrol. We're in trucks. We're doing a patrol. And, you're scanning. You're always looking for you're looking for all kind of stuff. And they teach you to look, keep your head on a swivel. And I look left, and we all three people saw the same thing in the truck. It was this cart and a donkey. And the cart was loaded up with stuff, and this little 13-year-old kid, he looked like he was a teenager, so I'm gonna say 13, and mom on the cart, and this donkey is not moving. And this kid is just whooping this donkey, and the donkey is just like, I'm sick of it. I ain't doing nothing else. That's MU right now. MU's like, I don't feel like moving. Boy, they was hitting that donkey. It evidently it happens all the time, because he did not move. He was not moving anyway. We drove past. We were laughing. Anyway, scenario 3 on the month. We will see what they want to do. They want to take it back to the highs. Now, if it gets above 125, that's awesome. That's awesome. That means they really want to buy this. Now, if it goes inside, that's okay too. If it goes inside, that's okay. You can still stay in your position. But if it starts to go below 113, and then it starts to go down to 105, you might want to rethink your situation here. 103. Don't let it get all the way down to $94 before you start doing something. Don't do that. It could possibly go to 160. That's true. It could. Give me them highs. Give me 160. Give me this all the way up in here. Do it. Get. It can do that, yes. But we want to see if it keeps buying here. We want to definitely get up to 129 first, and then we want to get to 136. Once it gets to 136, then we can talk about 160, all right? Heck yeah. So MU, come on now, MU. Do your thing. No actionable signal for next week, personally. But if you want to keep that on your chart, that's fine. That's fine. Brent says Teslers. We already talked about Teslers, but yes, it was good on Friday. It was so good. So good. We got a hammer on the week for next week, but yes, look at this thing. Friday was like to the highs. We're going to short Tesla. Okay, good idea. Wrong. Loser. You were losing. If you bought puts and you held puts through all of this, I mean, you were making money, but then it just right back in your face, all right? Right back in your face. Not really laughing at anybody, but I mean, that just went straight up, straight up in your face, all right? Golly, be careful shorting Tesla, because them people are crazy. Them people love Teslas. They love them, and they are nuts. Let's say, okay, thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. Cava, C-A-V-A. Let's see. What are you saying? Maybe a 212 continuation to the downside. That makes more sense. And why do we say 212 continuation down? Because it's red on the month. It's already moving down. All right, we already have a 2-2 reversal down on the month. We want to see if the week reconfirms what we're seeing on the month. And right now, the week is saying, all right, it could be some more downside. Now, it could go up above $70.74. It could go up next week. It could. Inside bar can go either way. So we want to watch this, but it definitely, when we talk, I forgot to talk about time frame continuity. I didn't mention it, but I forgot to talk about time frame continuity and the fact that time frame continuity is like the weather. It's always there, all right? So either it's you want all the charts to be red or you want all the charts to be green, all right? You're going to have situations where they don't match. You will. But we definitely would start with the month. Who is in control right now on the month in Kava? It's the sellers. And we want, now next week, we want to see if they reconfirm that, all right? And then while the week is going on, we want to see if the days reconfirm that. And then every 60-minute bar. If you're busy at work and you're a swing trader anyway, or you're a long-term trader and you don't want to look at the 60s, that's okay. You can look at the 60s when you get off work, or look at the 60s at lunchtime just to see what's going on. But if it's also just too much noise and too distracting, just, you don't have to look at it, all right? Especially, I'm talking about the people that trade monthly, quarterly, yearly trades, okay? People that want to be in something for a long time. So, and then give me another one. Oh, Matt said give me RGTI. What is this? RGTI. The Rigetti Computing. What is this Rigetti? Well, they make spaghetti. What is this? Spaghetti computers? It's a Rigetti. Okay. 2-2 reversal back down. Last week, it went and forced below $15.34, and it wasn't completely demolished, all right? It's just probably people taking some profits. Now, let's look at this monthly chart. It is 2 up on the month. That's awesome. And it used to, okay. Some good thing. Whatever they started doing here, they were like, you know what? I know what to do. Let's put marinara with the computers. All right, let's these spaghetti computers. Let's put the sauce with the computer. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's put some breadsticks in the box with the computer. Yes. I'm being stupid. Anyway, no actionable signal for next week. Could it keep going to the lows? Maybe, but it is 2 up on the month. That means they've been buying it. We only have 1 week left. Normally what I do is, if it's 2 up on the month, I create a watch list for things that are 2 up on the month. Right there, 2 up on the month. And this reduces information overload, okay? Information overload. I want to know when S&P 500 is going up, I'm going to go after the stocks that are also going up. And I'm going to go into that 2 up on the month folder and do that. Let's look at, is there any kind of insider traders in this thing, in the Rigetti? Lots of selling. Oh my gosh. Davis Rivas. He sold 44,000 shares. Come on now. What are you doing? Michael Clifton, what are you doing? He sold 25,000 shares. Oh, geez. Come on. Lots of selling here, okay? Be careful with this one. Lots of selling. Let's see, Jeffrey, what are you doing? The chief financial officer sold 13,000 shares back in May. Like they're unloading on this one. All right, here's your Michael Clifton again. Oh, okay, so he's a repeat offender. He sold 21,000 shares last week. All right. We got some, and they've been selling this since September. Anyway, kind of drifting back up, but some profit taken in here. So what these insider sellers kind of show us is, okay, what are they really doing? Are they really trying to buy or sell this thing? Right now, they're trying to sell it. All right, and that's kind of reflected right here in the price of these weeks. And this week right here, all right, Michael Clifton, this is your fault. Michael Clifton, this is because of you. You did this. Do you feel good about yourself? I hope you don't. Anyway, Max said, yikes. Now, that doesn't mean completely get out of it. That means that this is a piece of junk. That's not what that means. All right, now it is forming a shooter on the month. We'll see how this month closes, how it goes. But if you look at the quarterly chart, very nice. 2-1-2 back up. Let me put the labels on so you can see that. 2-1-2 back up. Now we wanted to see if it gets to 21.37. So far, not yet. All right, we got some more time, but right now, currently 2-1-2 up. I'm going to put that on the macro list. Macro charts are weekly and yearly signals, and I got to put out a new video for the Strat Warriors. I know that you guys are waiting on that. But so 2-1-2 up on the quarter. So this is okay. No reason to panic. All right. What my favorite line from Jimi Hendrix? No reason to get excited. All right. No reason to get excited. Yearly. All right. So this year, not doing the best. Last year was great. If you really wanted to get in on a rigetti, about below $5. I would say $5 just because I don't want to trade penny stocks. But rigetti, they said put breadsticks in the box with the computer. Oh yeah, and then put some gift certificates in there too for my. Put them in there for my cousin's spaghetti store. Okay, I'm being dumb. Anyway. So rigetti, not doing horrible, all right, but you can see Michael Clifton's out there. You need to find his phone number and be like, hey, you need to quit selling this. Can you stop selling this, Mikey? Quit selling rigetti. Let it do its thing. Here's your weeks, all right, all these bars trapped in this bar right here, all right. Anything else anybody wants to look at? CEO name is Freddie. His name is Freddie. That's right. Teslers. Anybody else want to see anything else? Anything else for this week? Lots of hammers. Let's go ahead and do the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner for hammers on the week. Just because there's a hammer in SPY, and we'll wrap this thing up. We'll wrap it up. Any other questions about the Strat? Hey, thank you so much. He says I'm out of here. Thank you, J-Mac. No, that's semiconductors. We want to do S&P 500. S&P. That's 100. I want 500. Space 500. Back up. Where'd it go? S&P 500 right there. S&P 500 index. Scan it. Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. What do we got these plus signs here? I'm not sure. That's a new thing. Save. And then let's go to look at those. The watch list. Look at those. Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. That is on TrendSpider. If you want a discount for TrendSpider, hit the description. There's going to be a link in there that's going to get you 25% off on TrendSpider. And then you can turn your charts blue and all that other crazy stuff just like me, all right? Hammer on CTRA. What's this doing on the month? 2 down on the month. We only have 1 week left in August. I don't want to trade some crap. So the probability is not really high here, so I'm going to skip it. Dollar Tree, it is 2 up on the month, but it came down a little bit, so it's a little red, but the trend was up. So let's see if they can get that thing back, going back up again, all right? I'm going to go back to the other chart so we can compare and see why I want this one and not the other one, okay? This is 2 up on the month. This goes in force, we got a hammer on the week. If that goes in force above 114.50, the magnitude's 116.67, all right? And you can also be in that because it used to be a lot higher, all right? Dollar Tree used to know what was going on, all right? But now it's trying to come back up. Can we get back all the way up to 151? All right, can we get back all the way up to 176? Maybe, all right? It's on its way. It's on its way, so we can start a small position on that if that starts to work. Just buy a couple shares, buy a few shares. And now, why do I like this one better than this one? This one, even though Dollar Tree is also red on the month, look at this. Look at the trend is down, all right? And it's inside on the month, blah, red, not doing a lot, all right? Dollar Tree already has a trend, and last week took it down just a little bit. IDXX, I think this is a text. No, this is laboratories. This is a biotech. 2 up on the month, big time, above 650, 645.55, and you got a hammer on the week there. Hammer on the week goes in force above 652, and the magnitude's 655, and the next target after that is 688. Now, if you are a small account trader and you're not comfortable with that, don't touch it, all right? But you can watch it and see what it does, all right? STZ, inside on the month, no trend there. but it is hammer. If you want to take that at 169, 80, 48, it could go through all these, which would create a pivot machine gun and take out all these pivots. Bam, 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 bam. It could, all right? Tesla, we already got that hammer on there, all right? Very good. So that's it. That's all we got for the weekend shift. The watch list for this weekly watch list: AVGO, hammer; Glow, hammer; Tesla, hammer; semiconductors, hammer. Are you starting to see a pattern here? All right, P&G, we get that off there. Ping this, get off there. Bye. NVIDIA, hammer. Come on now. SMTC, ugly hammer. Mini Minds, inside on the week. Garage Salon, hammer. Carvana, hammer. BR, shooter, inside. AKLO, hammer. USAR, hammer. Now, I'm going to wrap this all up with saying why are we seeing all these hammers? Because SPY, hammer on the week. There's 500 stocks in S&P 500. You're looking for all the stocks that have that same actionable signal. All right, QQQ, hammer on the week. All right. See how we simplify this stuff? See how we break these stocks down? All right, somebody tells you, look at this stock. Okay, does it have a hammer on the week? No. Okay, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to look at that. It's not going to go on my watch list, but we can look at it, all right? We can look at it. Let's see. That's all I got for the weekend shift. Let's see. Oh, Strat Warriors. I got to show you something. Strat Warriors. Hold on a second. Give me something. Give me a second. Oh, yes, the Strat Warriors. Now, we will destroy these pivots from the lows. Hammer and force to the highs. Isn't it awesome? This thing is freaking awesome. Shout out to Matt. Thank you so much. This is freaking, the Strat Warriors finally have, we got our armor. We got our armor. All right. With the weekend shift crew will have the helmet. We got our armor. All right. So awesome. So awesome. Anyway, let me get out of this tank. All right, go check out thestratsoldier.com. Check out my ebook, Hammer and Force. You heard me talk a lot about hammers. Get in there and learn about how to trade hammers. And then that'll get you in. Once you are in, I'll send you a deep discount on the execution course so you can learn the rest of the actionable signals. And then go check out, I got a combat load. Combat load gets you everything on the website, all 3 courses, 2 ebooks, and a one-on-one session with me to make sure that you know what you're talking about. And to other people that bought the combat load, if you have that combat load and you have not used your one-on-one, let me know. All right, send me an email. It says, hey, I want to do my one-on-one session. I'm ready now. Okay. That way, the one-on-one sessions are usually it always is a good conversation to figure out what you're good at and what you need help on. And the coffee cups are here. All right, I just splashed coffee all over the place. Anyway, the coffee cups are real. They're here. If you have my email address, send me your actual address. I will send you the Weekend Shift crew and the Strat Warriors. I will send you one, okay? Monocrat, Aaron Bailey, Terry Baker, Sand Dollar, Mac, J Mac, Beach Bum, Mr. Bob, Sand Dollar, Aaron Bailey, Justin Davis. Thank you so much, everybody. And I didn't see Ryan in here today, but always shout out to him. He's always here. And thank you so much. This is the Weekend Shift with the Strat Soldier. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.